Good morning. Today my lecture is losses and efficiency of three-phase induction machines. Okay, losses and efficiency of three-phase induction machine. There are two types of losses occur in three-phase induction motor. These losses are constant or fixed loss. Second one, variable loss. The constant loss are those losses which are considered to remain constant over normal working range of induction motor. The fixed losses can be easily obtained by performing no load test on three-phase induction motor. These losses are further classified as ion or core loss. Second one, mechanical losses. Mechanical losses means it will be a friction and windage losses. Third one, brush friction losses. Ion or core loss. Ion or core loss are further divided into two types. One is hysteresis and eddy current losses. Eddy current losses are minimized by using laminated on core. Since by laminating the core, the area decreases and hence resistance increases, which results in decrease in eddy current. Okay, again I will explain. Eddy current losses are minimized by using the lamination on core. Core means stator. Okay, stator core. Since by laminating the stator core, the area of the core will be decreases and resistance value will be available in the winding, stator winding increases, which results in decrease in eddy current. Hysteresis losses are minimized by using high grade silicon steel. The core losses depends upon frequency of supply voltage. The frequency of stator is always supply frequency F, and frequency of rotor is slip times the supply frequency SF, which is always less than stator frequency. For stator frequency 50 Hz, the rotor frequency is about 1.5 Hz. Because under normal running condition, the slip is of order 3%. Okay, that slip will be 3%. 3% means 0.03. Hence the rotor core loss is very small as compared to stator core loss and is usually neglected in running condition. The second one is mechanical and friction losses. The mechanical losses occur at the bearing and brush friction loss occur in wound rotor induction motor. These losses are zero at start. Okay, at starting position these losses are not available, but when they increase in the speed, okay, the losses or increases. So in three-phase induction motor, the speed usually remains constant. Hence these losses are also remains constant. Variable losses. The variable losses of an induction motor include copper loss of an field winding in the stator and armature winding copper loss if it is slip ring induction motor. This loss changes with change in load on the motor, that is increase if load increases and vice versa. Hence these losses are not constant for long period of time and therefore it known as variable losses. If we combined the stator copper loss with the stator iron losses and form stator losses, then the rotor copper losses are separately noted as 3I2 square R2. I2 will be the rotor current per phase and R2 will be the rotor resistance per phase. So the rotor copper loss will be formula 3I2 square R2, where I2 is the rotor current per phase at particular load, R2 is the rotor resistance per phase. Efficiency of three-phase induction motor. Efficiency means ratio of output power by input power. Efficiency is defined as ratio of net power available at the shaft, that is P out, to net electrical input P into the motor. The notation efficiency is neta percent equal to P out by P in. P out will be the net power available at the shaft. Okay, across the shaft we are getting power, shaft power and input power into 100. The maximum efficiency occurs where variable losses become equal to constant losses when motor is on no load drawn by the current. is small, hence efficiency is low. As the load increases, the current increases, so copper loss also increases. Copper loss means 3I2 square R2 also increases when such variable losses achieve the same value as that of constant losses. Efficiency attain its maximum value. If the load is increased further, the variable losses become greater than constant losses, hence deviating from condition of maximum efficiency starts decreasing. The next topic will be a power flow. Now by using these losses and efficiency, now we are going to calculate the power. Okay, how much power will be there. Okay, so this is the block diagram. Okay, this is a block diagram. Now this is a stator. Okay, in the stator, and in the stator only it is stationary. Remember, when you give the input, P1 is the input, and there are two losses are produced in the stator. One is stator copper loss and stator iron loss. Okay, stator copper loss and stator iron loss. Another one is the output of the stator, that is P2. Okay, that is active power, and this output power has given as an input to the rotor, that is P active power input to the rotor. Okay, the output comes from the stator is given as input to the rotor. Okay, the rotor output is the gross mechanical power, PM. Okay, P2 will be the rotor input and PM is the gross mechanical power output. What type of loss is available in the rotor? Rotor copper loss. Okay, in stator there are two losses, stator copper loss and iron loss. Here rotor copper loss, only copper loss will be available, no iron losses. Okay, and in the shaft, okay, this is the shaft of the rotor because shaft is across, and in the shaft pulley we are going to measure the speed. Okay, so across the shaft we are measuring the shaft power. Okay, shaft power, and in the shaft there will be a, because this is mechanical part, in the mechanical, because here only the wire, this is a bearing. Okay, this part is the bearing. Okay, in the bearing only the winding and friction losses, this is nothing but mechanical losses will be produced. Okay, so this pictorial representation block diagram which I reduced to a simple diagram. Okay, which I reduced to simple diagram. You see P1, here P in input power, and this is stator, here also stator, and across stator there are two losses, stator losses, and the output as given as the output of the stator as given as input to the rotor. So it is P2. Okay, it is P2, and rotor will be there. Across the rotor there will be a rotor copper loss, PC, and output of the rotor is gross mechanical power, and this is a shaft. Okay, here load, and that is P out in horsepower. HP means horsepower rating and mechanical loss. So there are four notations. One is P in, P2, PM, PC and P out. Okay, now I am going to explain how to do the derivation of power flow in induction motor. In induction motor. Okay. Okay. Now we will do the step by step derivation. Okay. So P in is the input power. P in equal to root 3 L IL. VL means line voltage, IL is line current, cos phi. Okay, where P in is the net input electrical power. Okay, see the rotor input. Okay, rotor input is, what is the rotor input? P2. Okay, this one P2. Rotor input P2 equal to total input power P in, net electrical input power P in, minus stator losses. Stator losses means core plus copper. Core, the other name of core is iron. Okay, core iron loss. Okay, and the copper loss formula, the notation is PC. PC equal to 3 I, general formula I2 square R2, I2 square R2, but this is rotor. Okay, rotor copper loss. So the rotor copper loss will be rotor current per phase at running condition. So I2 R square R2. Okay, I2 R square R2, where I2 R is rotor current per phase in running condition. Okay, next, gross mechanical power developed, PM. PM equal to rotor input P2 minus PC. Okay, PM equal to P2 minus PC, and P out equal to gross mechanical power developed PM minus mechanical losses. Okay, mechanical losses, and the rotor efficiency, neta equal to rotor output. Rotor efficiency is rotor output by rotor input. So rotor output, rotor output is P out and rotor input is P in. Rotor output is, rotor efficiency is rotor output by rotor input. So rotor output is P out. Here you see, this is a rotor. Rotor output is P out. Rotor input is P2. Okay. So now we are going to calculate net motor efficiency, neta equal to net output at shaft, P out divided by P in. Okay, this is the overall output, P out by P in. Okay, now we are going to find out the relationship between P2 rotor input, rotor copper loss and mechanical power developed. Okay, okay, we know the general torque equation. What is the general torque equation? Torque is directly proportional to power divided by omega. Therefore, power equal to T into omega, where P is the power, omega is the angular speed. That is omega equal to 2 pi n by 60. The unit is 2 pi n by 60 angular speed. Okay, where n is the speed in RPM. Okay, okay, now we have to first find step 1. First we have to find out the net rotor input. P2 equal to gross torque, T is the gross torque, into omega s. Okay, omega s the angular speed. Okay, T into 2 pi ns by 60, where ns is synchronous speed. ns is equal to f by p. Okay, 2 pi ns by 60. Okay, next step 2, mechanical power developed. Pm equal to same, torque into omega, T into n by 60, 2 pi n by 60. Now the difference between P2 and PM, P2 and PM, okay, is the rotor copper loss, because we know that rotor copper loss, mechanical power developed, PM equal to, we already know, P2 minus PC. Okay, we already PM equal to P2 minus PC. Therefore PC equal to P2 minus Pm, that is T into Ns by 60 minus T into okay 1 by 60. So PC equal to T into 2 pi by 60 to take outside Ns minus N. This is the rotor copper loss. Okay, this equation we mark it as equation number 3, and the PM equation we mark it as equation number 2, and P2 equation mark it as equation number 1. Equation number 1. Now dividing equation 3 by equation 1, we'll get PC by P2 equal to T into 2 pi by 60 Ns minus N whole divided by T into 2 pi by 60 into Ns. Okay, now the terms are cancelled. T cancelled, 2 pi cancelled, 60 will be cancelled. So we'll get Ns minus N by Ns. We know that Ns by N is nothing but slip. S equal to Ns minus N by Ns. This Ns we can put it as Nr also. Okay, here we can because it is a rotor, right? Here we can put it as Nr. You can put it as Nr rotor. Okay, Nr. Therefore, rotor copper loss is S into okay, this is the rotor copper loss. Okay, rotor copper loss. Therefore the gross mechanical power P equal to P2 minus PC. Now P2 minus PC we know, S into P2, take P2 outside, 1 minus S. This is mechanical power. Okay, PM equal to okay, Pm equal to P2 minus Pc. Okay, the gross mechanical power is developed is 1 minus S2 times of rotor input. Okay, therefore the relationship of the relationship between P2, Pc and Pm can be expressed as in terms of ratio P2 ratio Pc ratio Pm. Okay, so P2 ratio Pc is Pc S into P2 ratio Pm is 1 minus S into P2. Again P2 ratio Pc ratio Pm equal to, if you remove all the P2 we'll get 1 ratio S ratio 1 minus S. Okay, 1 minus S. Okay. So this is the gross mechanical power with respect with rotor input power and rotor copper loss also. 1 ratio S ratio 1 minus S. So this relationship is very important and very frequently required to solve the problems of power flow diagram. Okay, power flow diagram. Okay.